Natto crackles and hums on the plate. It is a dense, physical presence that pulls apart into a web of sticky, white proteins and an earthy, pungent aroma. The texture is alien, simultaneously slimy and elastic. Outside of Japan, travelers frequently struggle with its aggressive sensory profile, finding it one of the most polarizing foods on the planet. Yet, across Japan and the islands of Okinawa, this exact bowl of fermented soybeans is the undisputed breakfast fuel, revered by millions as a daily staple. Why is a dish that behaves like a living organism considered the smell of health? How did this specific bowl become a cornerstone of the world's most famous pocket of longevity? To understand the biological payoff, we have to look past the challenging presentation. The specific chemical reactions that create the smell in strings are the exact same mechanisms that drive its nutritional value. The history of those sticky threads began with an accident of travel. Samurai on long campaigns often carried cooked soybeans packed tightly inside woven straw sacks for rations. Pressed against the warmth of the horses during the journey, the straw acted as an incubator. This environment activated Bacillus subtilis natto, a bacteria naturally occurring in the dry straw, which began to consume the beans. This fermentation acted as a biological preservative, keeping the beans edible long after they should have spoiled. By 1000 CE, this accidental discovery became a deliberate, widespread practice across Japan. In Okinawa, natto became a survival tool. Through centuries of trade and the severe austerity of war, the islands relied on it as a reliable, storable protein source when other food was scarce. Under these conditions, natto wasn't a gourmet choice. It was dense fuel for a population performing grueling manual labor with very little money. Natto survived history because its accidental biology offered profound resilience. It provided a way to keep a population nourished through the most extreme periods of human austerity. Modern production recreates this history through a precise 24-hour cycle. It starts with a blast of steam that softens raw soybeans, preparing for bacterial inoculation. While the beans are still warm, producers introduce the Bacillus subtilis culture, mimicking the contact with the samurai's straw sacks. Over the next full day, the environment is kept warm and humid. The bacteria rapidly multiply and digest the cellular structure from the outside in. This digestion creates long amino acid chains that form the signature sticky threads. The polarizing earthy aroma is the direct byproduct of this protein breakdown. These uncomfortable sensory elements are the visible evidence of success. They prove the fermentation is active and the biological transformation is complete. The payoff for enduring the smell is a massive dose of plant protein and microbial diversity. The process makes the nutrients easier for the human gut to absorb compared to unfermented soy. Natto is the densest natural source of vitamin K2, a biological signal that actively routes calcium particles out of the bloodstream and directly into the bone matrix. By diverting calcium, K2 keeps blood vessels clear and flexible, linking directly to lower rates of cardiovascular disease. Because the concentration is so high, the effective portion size is remarkably small. Just a few tablespoons a day is enough to trigger these protective mechanisms. The sticky web is essentially a natural delivery system for longevity. For those who eat it, it provides the same skeletal and heart benefits usually sought through synthetic supplements. Every morning, this science is applied through a simple ritual. The natto is stirred vigorously for 30 seconds to wake it up, whipping the proteins into a thick white froth. Mixed with soy sauce and hot mustard over rice, the sharp aroma softens into a savory, umami-heavy breakfast. For elders, this daily routine remains a habit born from memory, a link to a history of survival. Embracing the odd, alive nature of natto is a daily test of patience. It is a small concession of the senses that rewards an open mind with centuries of quiet vitality.